don't know if you can hear me, but so let's talk about it. Oh, that's a horrible angle. Oh, it's all horrible. Let's not use that angle. Let's go back to this. I'm not looking at the phone, so I don't personally care. So I got to go to Dallas Fan Expo this past weekend and got to hang out with a bunch of different comic book creators, comic book sellers, comic book companies. I got to meet so many different people. It was like a networking event for me, pretty much, selling comic books on Whatnot. And then, sometimes the fun part was actually getting to meet other people that had the same kind of taste. And what I mean by that was you get your typical people in there that just want to, have nothing to do with any other kind of comic books except for Marvel and DC. Thinking Critical was there. Drunk 3PO was there. Aaron Sparrow. Isom was there. Ripperverse, yeah. And I got to meet all these people. I got to meet Nick Weiser, 23 flavors or 33 flavors. Sorry, my bad. I'm paying attention to the road. Looking like some traffic up there. But the fun part was getting to talk to these people. And people I don't get to talk to ever or even see because they're in internet land. And I don't travel outside of my town to go meet people. I might have been in your state many times, but I'm not going out of my way for anybody. That's just the way it is. If we're at the same place, yeah. I went out of my way for somebody one time for Snowdub. That's different. He's a friend. But anyway. But going and getting to talk to people and watch all these people have similar tastes. Everybody was talking about the old Marvel, the old DC, what they like about this or that. I thought about it, and I was there for more independent books like Do You Poo or, Fame comic books, things of that nature. The world of comic books with Marvel and DC to me is so far it's good to sell, but it's dead. But things like Mark Spears, that sells. Things like fucking Do You Poo, that sells too. I can sell that stuff. But when I go get Marvel and DC, people only want keys. It's harder to flip newer books. And I don't have money to drop on keys because that's just outrageous. So going out and meeting independent creators like Aaron Sparrow, it was pretty cool. His art's very nice, very good book. Drunk 3PO, he asked me to my face about selling his book, and I said, he goes, why don't you buy any of my books? Because I can't sell it. Want to know the truth? I can't sell it, so I can't buy it. But I'll go buy me some Do You Poo or some Fame, some ASM 300 Spider-Man, limited 30. I'll buy that stuff. The Fame Hayden Christensen, the Fame Robert Downey Jr. I'll buy that all day long. But I'm not going to go out of my way and buy something I can't sell. I'm not going to go, I want to be honest. I'm not going to go spend any money on Isom because it does not sell. I cannot resell this book. I can go on to Whatnot and people will be like, what is that? And then they'll be mad I sold them a book at 20, 30 bucks. It's not worth it. It has a couple good artists behind it from past times long ago. But in reality, they're not the ones that are selling today. Very few of them are. I mean, they don't hire the same people that do the cover as the same people that do the exterior or the interior. So you have someone different doing interior from exterior. Like, I understand a lot of people see the books as art, and a lot of them are. Some of these very limited comic books where it's high dollar are art. I got me a Donald Trump by Kyle Willis. I don't know if any of y'all even know who Kyle Willis is, but he's a great artist, independent artist. Hell, here's another little secret about what they don't tell you when you watch these other comic book companies. When you go get these artists to do these covers for Marvel and DC, like AKA Rose Beach, who's on the cover right there, when you go get Miss Awesome, I can draw everything in watercolor, if you get to sit there and watch Rose Beach draw something, some of the most amazing things you can do. Like, it's like watching Creighton Clayton, but in a whole nother aspect. She is a up and coming good artist, like big time artist. Here's the thing: when you go to her booth, those books she has there, Marvel doesn't give them to her. DC doesn't give her any of the books. She has to buy them. So Marvel and DC work for these companies. They get paid very little, and then they even if they have a book with a banger, like Inhunak Lee, who did the Infinity Watch, had his key character on there for number 3. Okay, that one. He didn't get any copies of the book. He had to go out and purchase this book by himself, and his publicist or his agent, his friends. Same thing with Rose Beach, and same thing with Shajad, and all these independent artists that do a cover for somebody like Marvel or DC. They do not get extra books. They have to spend their money to go buy their covers, which adds the profit margin back into Marvel, because they didn't get paid, and that's the money Marvel paid them to get their own stuff. Then they have to turn around and sell it. Some of these artists can come up with their own little independent things and sell them. You know, not everybody wants posters, or not everybody wants stickers or bookmarks. But there's things out there they can do. There's things out there they can figure out and sell. I saw. But yeah, when you get comic covers, that's not fair. Yeah, we're driving. I figure I'd do this on a drive. I haven't done a drive in a minute. And in case y'all was wrecked, man, that's also on y'all. I guess y'all. I don't have a lot of footage from there because I was too busy working myself. I stood in line for over 7 hours getting autographs and stuff like that. Just for 2 people. For 2 people. For Keith David, that was 4 hours. And for Clayton Crane, that was 3. And then I got to meet him, which he was a very cool guy. Very, very cool guy. He did a very good one for me. I got Absolute Batman number 7, first print, where Batman's jumping at, I'm guessing, one of the villains for the Mr. Freeze gang. And it says, "You're fucked." And it's signed by Miko. Then I got another one of World War Hulk, the Hulk with the big old claws, Wolverine claws. It's the homage to the Wolverine versus the Hulk cover, and it has absolute carnage in the reflection of the claws. And I got Miko to put "Come at me, Coke Demon" right on the front of it. I was like, that's fucking awesome. So I got 2 awesome ones. I got Rose Beach to put me on the Amazing Spider-Man number 3, 1 in 100. I got that one signed, and it says, "Wait a minute while I eat." But all in all, it was fun going. I learned a lot more about stuff that I didn't know about how comic book artists get ripped off by the companies, and they continuously got to work there. It's pretty much like it's a brass, or it's a fake 24 karat gold bracelet they got you on. They lace you up with all these promises and this and that, but you don't get anything. Take your creative ideas, get mad when you work at some other company. Relationship, working with one company to another company. So, but you got to do what you got to do. And, Rose Beach has a lot of pretty covers. She did the She-Devils. She's done Wolverine, Revenge number 2. She's done a lot of Spider-Man. And then you got Clayton Crane, who he doesn't have to even worry about it. He can do exclusives for Looney Tunes and still pull mad money. But getting over to go see those guys, and then people like Narwhal and Javon Ballin, people like those people, it was dope, because to hang out with these people afterwards, I got to shoot the shit with Javon a lot. We walked around, we talked a lot, and then I got to take okay. Then we got to take, I got to take Dr. Flaw home, which he sells comic books, but he also makes comic books. So I got to take him home and got to go meet Kyle Willis and Chris Edwards and other artists that you don't get to meet. Like, I got a famed comic book, John Carpenter. It's limited edition. It's fucking amazing. It's a great book. Not a lot of people have it so far because I got number 7 of 50. So it's an awesome cover. It has Rowdy Piper on one side with the glasses on and Hogan ripping his shirt off as they live. It's fucking, I'm going to go home and read it. I was thinking about doing a video on it. I'm not too sure if I will. I got to figure out if I want to get in trouble. It's by Tidal Wave. See, that there again, I like these companies that make underrated comics. But I'm not liking all these big, massive companies. What I mean by underrated comics that aren't getting the press and they aren't getting no advertisement. They don't have big, super huge names behind them. Comic books are supposed to be fun books, funny books. Not all supposed to be political and, you know, in depth with controversy, great about life. Comic books were made for an escape from realism. That's why I like the DU-Poos and the ones I do like. Alright, I'm coming up to where I need to be. I'm going to hit y'all back up here later today. Appreciate for whoever stopped in, got to check out and listen. We'll talk more on it. Like I said, I did get to meet Wes. I didn't bother meeting Ripperverse because it's not my cup of tea. But I would have told him to his face like I did Jay. I can't sell your book. You can't even sell your book. At one point you were selling for $5, bro. So, you know, it is what it is, right? It's like some Marvel books. Like One World Under Doom. It's a big banger that now it's nothing. Alright, I'll hit y'all back up later today.